The call came on a Tuesday, a whisper on the wire, a rumor too big for Daly City's quiet streets. A journalist from a major financial magazine was asking about Roberto Santos. The name meant little to most, but to a few, it was a secret held tight. The journalist expected a tycoon, a mansion, a fleet of cars. Instead, he found a modest house, a well-tended garden, and a man known for sharing pan de sal with neighbors. The story seemed impossible. A Filipino immigrant, once nearly penniless, now a billionaire. No headlines, no interviews, no IPOs, just quiet, relentless work. His wealth was invisible, built on trust and a promise made in a small Philippine village. This wasn't a story about greed, but about memory and sacrifice. Roberto's journey echoed those of many immigrants: silent vows, family left behind, dreams carried across the Pacific. Their stories aren't in Forbes, but in scholarships, community centers, and lives touched. There were others like him: Marissa, the nurse who built a healthcare empire; Enrique, the mechanic turned logistics mogul. They moved among us, unseen, living simply, giving quietly. Their silence was strength. Their stories are the hidden chapters of the immigrant saga. This is their story, and it begins with a whisper. Roberto Santos first glimpsed America through a Greyhound bus window in 1978. He had $75, a suitcase, and a photo of his parents. He was 21, alone, his English broken. His first home, a cramped room shared with 3 men all chasing the same dream. He washed dishes at the Bahay Kubo, working 16-hour days, sending most of his earnings home. He ate leftovers, learned to be invisible, and endured loneliness. At night, he'd trace his parents' faces in a faded photo, remembering his promises to them. Mang Thomas, the restaurant owner, noticed Roberto's work ethic and began teaching him about business. Inventory, bookkeeping, profit margins. Roberto absorbed it all. Every dollar saved was a step toward a future he could barely imagine. He wasn't just working for himself, but for his family's hopes. The kindness of Mang Tomas was a turning point. Roberto's real education had begun. In the shadows of the kitchen, a new dream was taking root. The journey was just beginning. The lessons would shape his life. The American dream for Roberto started with hard work and humility, and it would take him further than he ever imagined. Marissa Villanueva arrived in Chicago in 1985, a nurse with a heart full of determination. She worked night shifts, sending money home, sharing a small apartment with other nurses. Her world was hospital corridors and whispered dreams over pancit and rice. Marissa saved every penny, her only indulgence a weekly call home. The turning point came with Mrs. Gable, a lonely patient who needed more than medicine. Marissa saw a gap. People needed dignity, not just care. With her savings and a small loan, she bought a rundown house and opened Maharlika Care, a 6-bed home for the elderly. Friends called her crazy, but Marissa was driven by compassion. She was nurse, cook, cleaner, and administrator. Her care turned residents into family. The risk was enormous, but so was her resolve. Marissa's leap of faith would change countless lives. She built a home, not just a business. Her vision was simple: care with dignity. The journey was hard, but her heart never wavered. Maharlika Care was born from love and necessity, and it was only the beginning. Her story would inspire a movement. After the restaurant, Roberto bought a delivery van and started a tiny food distribution business. He woke at 3 a.m., loaded his van, and delivered supplies to Filipino stores across the Bay Area. He was owner, driver, and bookkeeper, living frugally, reinvesting every dollar. As his business grew, he hired fellow immigrants, paying fair wages and building trust. His company expanded quietly, built on handshakes and reliability. Marissa's first year running Maharlika Care was grueling. On call 24/7, barely sleeping, learning to fix faucets and navigate regulations. She did it all with a smile, her reputation spreading by word of mouth. Both missed family milestones back home, sacrificing youth and comfort for a future they could only imagine. Their success was slow, built pebble by pebble. They were invisible architects, shaping their fortunes in the quiet corners of America. The cost was steep, but the foundation was strong. Their sacrifices were the price of building something lasting. They sent money, but not themselves. Connection maintained through calls and photos. The path was lonely, but the vision kept them moving. Their stories were not of sudden wealth, but of patient, persistent effort. In silence, they built legacies. Their work touched lives, even as their own lives were marked by absence. The mountain of success rose, one small stone at a time. Their strength was in their endurance, and their journey was far from over. Roberto's breakthrough came not in a boardroom, but at a chaotic fish market at dawn. He overheard suppliers lamenting the high costs and headaches of importing seafood from Southeast Asia. Too many middlemen, too much expense. Roberto wondered, what if he imported directly from the Philippines? He knew nothing about international trade, but the idea took root. Months of research, calls home, and learning followed. He partnered with a struggling fishing cooperative in Pampanga, promising fair prices and handling logistics himself. The first shipment was a disaster: delays, spoiled fish, lost money. But he didn't quit. He improved his process, tried again, and succeeded. The quality was unmatched, and costs were lower. Roberto had found his niche. A simple, overheard complaint became the seed of a business empire. He turned risk into opportunity. The lesson: listen, adapt, and never give up. That's how fortunes are built. Santos imports exploded. Roberto became the go-to supplier for Filipino stores across the West Coast. He imported not just fish, but all the flavors of home. His warehouse grew, his staff expanded, but his life remained simple. He treated employees like family, remembering his own struggles. Marissa's Maharlika Health grew too, each facility small, intimate, and focused on dignity. She trained staff to care deeply, expanding into assisted living and memory care. Both lived modestly, their wealth a tool, not a trophy. Their philanthropy was quiet. Scholarships, clinics, emergency funds, all given anonymously. Roberto funded schools and clinics in his village. Marissa supported her employees and donated to research. No grand galas, no headlines, just impact. Their success was measured in lives changed, not in public recognition. They built communities, not empires. Their giving was rooted in gratitude. They remembered where they came from. Their wealth was a bridge, not a wall. True success is building something that lifts others. Their legacy was already taking shape, and it was just the beginning. The balikbayan box, a symbol of love and sacrifice, became a metaphor for Roberto and Marissa's lives. Instead of canned goods, they sent hope and opportunity back home. Roberto's visits to the Philippines were humble, his giving anonymous. He listened to his village's needs and quietly funded solutions. Marissa focused on her employees, offering daycare, loans, and disaster relief. She matched donations, sent aid, and never sought recognition. Their philanthropy honored their past and repaid the debt of opportunity. They built bridges between their new and old homes. Their wealth was a tool for healing and building. Their giving was woven into their success. They remembered hunger and loneliness and worked to ease it for others. Their impact was quiet, but profound. They left the ladder down for others to climb. Their billions mended and connected communities. This is the true art of giving back. What is legacy? For Roberto and Marissa, it wasn't wealth or monuments, it was values, opportunities, and memories passed down. Roberto's daughter now runs his company, guided by his lessons of responsibility and compassion. She sees the business as a lifeline, not just a source of profit. Marissa turned Maharlika Health into a trust, owned by employees, profits reinvested in care. Her legacy, a self-sustaining ecosystem of compassion. Their stories may never be movies, but their impact is deep. They proved you can succeed without losing your soul. Their influence is quiet but lasting. Their legacy is a river nourishing new dreams. The seeds they planted will grow for generations. True wealth is measured in lives touched. Their story is a testament to quiet greatness. Roberto and Marissa's stories are not unique. They're part of a vast tapestry of immigrant success. Across America, similar stories unfold in kitchens, workshops, and classrooms. These quiet successes are the foundation of our communities. Too often, we let others define our narrative. It's time to share our stories, not for pride, but for the next generation. Celebrate the quiet victories, the silent sacrifices. The Filipino story in America is still being written. Each of us holds the pen. Let's build a legacy of shared history and inspiration. Our wealth is in our spirit, our resilience, our hope. The next chapter begins now. It begins with us. Let's write a story of strength, dignity, and a wealth beyond dollars. Our stories are our true riches. The journey continues.